So there we are. Yeah, I really lost the donation bar. That was weird. So let's do a quick look. So let's do a quick look. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 5 fonts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. The first 3 hunts are fairly close. He's got 2 hunts. 1 here, 1 there. The hunts have spawned a bit far off for the blue player, but I think it's okay. So let's take a first look at the treasures. Iamturk is picking up a nice coin treasure, and there are all these little coin treasures on the map scattered. But what the players are looking for is the treasure that EAGLEMUT is finding, and let's see if it's going to pick up 40 wood. Really interesting. Here, another 40 wood, so both players are going to have at least 40 wood here. There's another 40 wood in the middle of the map, and a few coin treasures. Iamturk is picking up another 50 coins, so I think he's gathered already around 100 coin in treasures, and we just saw ESOC do something really interesting with his coin treasures, building a market and selling it for wood, and with the wood building a house. That's quite interesting to try as well. Let's see what kind of research outside. And Iamturk has researched hunting dogs, so his villagers gather around, I think, let me see, gather around with 55 food versus 50 food per minute. So yeah, it's definitely worthwhile, especially for such a small price. It's going to mean that he's probably going to be able to age up a bit faster. However, EAGLEMUT has probably sent his villagers sooner than Iamturk, and he's going to age just a bit faster, picking up the 40 wood over here. And let's take a look at his deck. Yeah, so we might even see some ATP play. Yeah, it looks like a standard German deck. Still nothing to be said about the possible strat of Iamturk. I think he's just going to use the 2 Ulans that he gets for free to raid a bit around his base. Possibly pick off a villager, villager over here or over there. And EAGLEMUT has sent ATP and has put down his first trade post. And I do like it that he's waited until he's got the ATP, because then he can build all the more trade posts. And because they have a ranged attack, his Iamturk's Ulans aren't going to be able to deal with this for at least quite some time. So all this XP income, which Spain already gets a lot of from, is going to help him very well with any type of strat that he has. And seeing that the third TP is going down, I'm probably thinking he's going for an FF. EAGLEMUT has aged now. Iamturk sneaky, trying to block at least one trade burst, which means that in what way or the other EAGLEMUT eventually has to send units here to siege it down. And Iamturk does not have the wood to deny him the last one. But EAGLEMUT hasn't got either. This is quite interesting. So Iamturk is waiting over there, having one village on wood. It's going to take a tremendous amount of time. But has H9, so he's going to have the wood now to build the second trade post. And EAGLEMUT is just content by returning back, sending 700 coin. So that definitely means that he's going for an FF, in my opinion at least. Defensive barracks coming up for the German player, and yeah, that means that he's not even trying to get out of his turn. He's just preparing for the H3 play that the Spanish players got. 2 falconets, a few pikes, perhaps some horse, anything really. 700 wood being sent as the first guard. So instead of the 3 settler wagons, he sent 700 wood. EAGLEMUT now almost close to aging up. You can see he's aged now. He's clicked the button now. And Iamturk is going for all the second age upgrades, gang saw and placer mines. Just trying to increase the eco output of his villagers. Although gang saw in itself does not really increase the wood output that much. I think if you add gang saw, after 1 minute, let's see, after 1 minute a villager gathers 30 wood, and with gang saw you have 33 wood. It's only with log flume that it turns into 39 wood per minute. So yeah, it's only 100 food really, so you do need to get it before you get the other one, so it is useful perhaps. 2 more Ulans coming in, and Doppelzorgners now sieging the 3rd trade post, and more army is going to join him, and that's why he built the barracks. He's going to attack the trade post threat. It's not upgraded yet, so it's basically just a very strong trade post, which is... Oh, it's been shooting the explorer all this time. That's a shame. That probably would mean that the second trade post will at the very least receive a lot of damage. Might possibly be able to save it if his units come just in time, but these soldiers have so much damage, like 60 siege attack. So it is attacking 1 Doppel soldier, but you know, it's not going to survive. Let's see, 4 hussars. Don't know if that's the best to age up with, and especially because all of Iamturk's villages are in a very defensive position, and he's, well, he should have just gone on and taken the last one, but he's moving to the center of the map, probably trying to find an FB possibly. And so now we just have 4 hussars on the field with a few Ulans and goons coming out. So these goons are going to be able to deal with the Ulans over here, and also with the Doppel soldiers. Let's see what's going to happen. They're veering off, headed south towards the last trade post, and all this time, that's quite interesting. Quite a few settler wagons and villages are going down. That means that Iamturk is quite busy still with controlling his units. getting his 4th trade post, which is nice. Maybe he can get the last settler wagon. Oh, yeah. It's very low HP, so I think if he comes back here, which he probably will, he will have 2 settler wagons for free. They're so low HP right now. Meanwhile, the soldiers have been called back, trying to intercept these hussars, and that was a terrific bonus for EAGLEMUT. You can clearly see it in the economic population now. Let's see how many units he lost, really. He's lost 5 villages and 3 settler wagons. That's more than 6 villages. And these settler wagons, they gather so efficiently because it's basically 2 in 1, and that's not something you want to lose. And that means that Iamturk's economy is completely shot. Like, he does still have some army and the trade route to support it. And it's going to take some time to get all these trade posts down. But he really needs to kill off a few villages of EAGLEMUT as well. He's missing this one completely. That's a shame, but he might pick off a few here. At least one should be going down. Oh, and the guns just popped just in time, I would say. Second town center going up in the middle, and that's really important. I think this gold mine, 5,000 coin, that's something that German really needs. Let's see if the hussars are going back for one of these. Look, 60 HP left. He's very close to that. And there are a few on the coin mine as well. Yeah, it's just devastating for Iamturk to lose so many settler wagons. In the center now, we have some villages moving out, gaining control of this side of the map, which is quite important because the Huns, as I said, in the beginning of the map, there was one here, there was one there. This one hasn't been herded, so he really does need to move out and find more Huns. And this mass of guns is going to be quite capable of chasing these Uhlans away. Uhlans with very low HP anyways. And then versus goons with their 3 times attack versus cavalry. It's not going to do very well against goons. However, Iamturk has added some skirmishers, 8 skirmisher shipment being sent, and the double soldiers moving in, trying to protect the 3rd trade post. And this is quite... Oh, and stagecoach has been researched, so let's take a look at text research. So basically most of the market upgrades have been text completed. Well, I wish it would be there. Most of the market upgrades have been researched. Here we have goons versus nice composition from the German player. Like you have the goons, but you also have the skirmishers and the cannon pop. Really nice. These cannons are going to make all the difference here. This is exactly what he needed. And Germany at this moment has nothing to answer for these 2 cannons. And they only have 1 falconet shipment, so that's not too exciting anyways. And so this is the point where Germany needs either the Black Riders or indeed a few war wagons, but perhaps also some Jaegers. I mean, Jaegers can withstand cannon fire and still stand and shoot them. It's preferably not done, of course, but they can. Now, ooh, this 2nd trade post, he wanted to put it down there, but right now he can take care of these this trade post. Now hopefully he's going to be able to protect these cannons, and Iamturk is moving away. and actually just in time, I think. Resource wise, yeah, because of that short raid at this town center, I do believe that, especially after having sent Spanish gold, which adds another 400 coin to every shipment, and you can see that EAGLEMUT's coin gathering is just through the roof, and whereas Iamturk has 21 villages on coin, with only placer mines, yeah, only placer mines researched. And so let me just quickly calculate his coin income. So he's got 21 villages on coin. Yeah, 21 with placer mines research. So he's having 956 coin per minute, which is comparable to what Dutch banks do. If you got 6 banks, they offer you like around 950 coin. Don't know exactly what it is on EP. It will be a bit more, of course, because the rate has increased. But it is a trade-off to have so many villages on coin, just to get enough to build the war wagons and the coin-heavy units Germany has. At this point, we're seeing quite an impressive mass of goons, skirms, and falconets versus war wagons and uhlans. And even though this composition is quite good, it's just merely because of the size of the army. It's quite clear that if there isn't going to be a battle between these two people, then most definitely Iamturk is going to lose it. And so what can he do at this moment? Economy is slightly back into favor of Iamturk, probably because of the settler wagons. This house is left unbuilt, that's a shame. But yeah, it just needs to get more gold to keep sending those very expensive mercenaries. We do have the Jaegers on the battlefield now. Let's see. Jaegers, incredibly wrong. 40% range resist, 30% 30 range attack, and that's versus a skirmisher. He's there. Villagers dying left and right, and skirmisher only has got 18 attack. Goons now in the mix versus the Jaegers is going to be quite a hard battle. Skirmishers, Minutemen being called as well, and these Lancers, they might do some terrific damage on those Jaegers. They only need to be able to connect. Iamturk is now on the run, getting away from the army as far as he can. War wagons trying to shoot down as many Lancers as he can. Skirmishers in the back, moving in, trying to get a bit closer to shoot down a few war wagons. Now, a lot of the Jaegers have been killed, but like similar for all the Lancers. All the Lancers have been taken care of. Just a few goons left, and an incredible mess of skirmishers now. Oh my god, I was just in time. That Ulan shipment came at the exact time he needed it. And yeah, he's got 4 more goons trying to block these Ulans from connecting to these skirmishes, but he now EAGLEMUT is on the run. And just for a second, it looked like EAGLEMUT was so far ahead. Oh, and another pike shipment. So these Ulans now really have to run. They cannot deal with this. Luckily, the skirmishes are still plentiful in mass to deal with 10 spikes, but yeah. We have more skirmishes on blue side, but no goons, and where is he going to get the gold from? Because the gold mine is here. And his villages are inside the town center probably. Meanwhile, Iamturk is mining very close to Blue's town. Just stealing his gold under his nose away. And yeah, seems to have more map control at this moment. And it is just amazing how quickly that battle changed. Like just by blocking the gold gathering over here and just staying there with these ridiculously powerful war wagons. It's just denying him all the coin gathering. And even though he tries to, like these Jaegers still there to shoot down any of these villages. And more war wagons added to the army mass, and yeah, what can you do? Well played, just well played. And it was probably all down to that terrific Ulan pop right here, right? When everything seemed to be going so well for EAGLEMUT, and then all of a sudden these 9 Ulans just absolutely shattered any army he had left, and it just took him too long to rebuild because he couldn't get any access to gold. Whereas Iamturk actually dared to move all his villages so close to the enemy's base and gather coin there. Really nice strats being seen here. You see that Iamturk has gathered quite a lot of gold indeed. And even though the military count is quite equal, we do see here, boom, here is the Ulan pop, right? And you see that the mass of EAGLEMUT just goes down and down and down. Well played, quite surprising, very surprising indeed. For the second game, Butifle is going to join me probably. That will of course make many of us happier. So let's see where the game is. Would be nice if they do 4 players. Yep, there we go. Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be a field to join. Yeah, I don't know. Can you install the UI while you are in the game?
Yes.
So, first game goes to Iamturk. It's 1-0. Still quite surprised about the donation bar I'm missing. Or let me look into that a bit later. Must be an error with Streamlabs. Then it doesn't show.
Finish that wall up.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
Yeah, you can actually join any... Oh, I'm not even in a channel. Oh, okay. Beautiful. Just join the...
Hello, Radix.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, sorry, I kind of messed up my schedule. I thought it started in 30 minutes, so I apologize for that.
No, that's totally alright. Like, I was talking to ISMK as well, because the other game in the afternoon also started like an hour late, so you never know when these people show up. It's perfectly alright. But for this game on Thar Desert, Butifle is joining us, so he can shed some light on the two civilizations being used on Thar Desert. What are your thoughts on Russia, a very food-heavy civ, on Thar Desert?
Yeah, Thar Desert isn't exactly like high hunt map, and Russia is kind of a food-heavy civ. They need a lot of food to spam strelets and muskets, also for Cossacks as well. And they could use a TP in this matchup as well, I feel. But since this is a no TP map, you can't really go stagecoach on it. And for India, they are not that food heavy dependent as Russia is. But they have the agri fort, and they can just take some map and defend.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to win the first H2 battle? Like, do you think India is stronger?
Well, I think it's Indian favorite matchup, honestly. But I can't really tell. It depends on the players. What composition do they make and how they decide to pick up the fight. If a Russian player is holding between blockhouses, or if Russian player is pushing into agri fort. It really depends on this as well.
Yeah, what would you do? Would you like smack boom, put an agri fort right in the front of the enemy's base, or would you try to defend your own base and your own hunts?
Well, honestly, I would myself personally would like to defend my own base instead. Yeah, I think it's too risky.
Why would it be risky?
I don't know, these these forward bases next to each other, it's kind of a gamble.
Yeah, but what could Russia bring against the Agra fort? Like a few Cossacks, Strelets?
Yeah, it is true actually that you can't really take Agra fort that easily in early H2 as Russia. But you need you need to count on the fact that Russia can ship 5 Cossacks first and just flank the Angry fort and go straight to your base and try to kill some of the villages, which can really hurt you. And if you want to defend those raids, you probably need to have some sepoys in base first. And 2 sepoys can't really defend 5 Cossacks if they are out of position. They need to be next to the TC with Minutemen probably. You kind of can defend the 5 Cossacks with 2 sepoys if they are next to the Agra and you fight next to the Agra in your base. Then you can probably do that and try to pick up a good position between a mine or a house, so the Cossacks won't go straight on the sepoys. So they just bump to each other.
Yeah. Would it perhaps be also possible to go Karnamata on this map?
I'm not sure. I think it's really risky to go Karnamata on this map. Also, you need to count on the fact that there are not many resources in base.
Yeah.
And if you put a forward Karnamata, then I don't know what to think.
Not a forward Karnamata.
No, but just honestly, I don't prefer to go Karnamata on this matchup because of these reasons.
You do have H2O who does like the Karnamata to do his special Zamburok and elephant play. But let's see what these people are going to bring to us on this map.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna finish installing the UI real quick.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Yeah, I guess.
And so we're having EAGLEMUT playing as India. I'm not quite certain, but I do believe that EAGLEMUT does like to play India a lot. For some reason, when I think of him, I do believe that I've seen him quite a lot playing India. Iamturk, well, being Turkish,
you would expect him to play Odo, right?
Yeah, he does, right? He does play it.
Yes, sometimes he does, indeed.
Yeah. But not on this map. Probably because there's no trade post. There is, however, in Udasi, I think, which has Punjabi New Year, which is basically just a capitalism card. Increases all gathering 10%, I believe, right? Or is it just the coin gathering?
Well, I'm not actually sure. I never used that card, I think.
Why not? It increases all mill and farm production and paddies and plantations.
Yeah, this one.
By 10%. So why
I'm
would you not
really
use
sure.
it? Because at the time where you're building farms and plantations, 200 wood is literally nothing. Like, it's so worthwhile. 10% extra. Alright, let's see. EAGLEMUT in the blue color, Iamturk in the red color, playing as Russians versus Indian. Butifle has said that EAGLEMUT should probably go for defensive Agra. That's what he would do. And let's take a quick look at all the hunts. We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and there's a fourth. There's a fifth. Yeah, the hunts seem fairly even. It's a bit spaced out for the blue player, but
yeah, exactly. I think the hunts positions are pretty much even.
But they're a bit forward.
Although a bit forward, yeah, I can see now. So
let's just propose it to them.
Nah, I think it's really fine, honestly.
Yeah.
You can see that these two hunts on the right side of the blue player's base are kind of next to each other, and you can't really hurt them. And
I'm just giving you the blame.
Yeah, all right.
So
I honestly think it's fine.
Yeah, we do have the 90 wood treasure up in the north. And oh, quite surprising, a 50 wood treasure very near to that. You don't see that often, right? The two wood treasures together.
Yeah, sometimes it's really surprising to see, and it's really nice to pick, of course, especially as if you are the Indian player, because it kind of boosts you up in age 1, and you can train. You basically are up faster in an age. You can both use food and wood, just like Dutch can use coin and food in order to be up faster. And in this Indian case, since you pick up wood and your villages cost wood, then it speeds you up.
Yeah, absolutely. But surprisingly, this time on this map, the second wood treasure has not spawned neither in the south or in the north. It has spawned behind the red player's base. That's quite surprising. You don't see that very often. And wait, it's not even. It's going to take quite some time for the red player to discover one.
We already have treasure contention over 65 coin. It's not like a treasure which is really important in age 1 to speed you up. But
he tried to do a stomp.
Yeah, he tried to do the stomp because he saw the Russian explorer is faster picking up it. So he tried to stomp and steal it, but it didn't work this time, unfortunately for him. But this is a nice treasure actually for Iamturk because he kind of has that extra coin if he wants to start musket, so he doesn't need to gather that much coin, and it's easier for him to get the steel traps as well. So it speeds it up in the early age 2. It would be also nice for the Indian player because you probably want to train some sepoys or Gurkha and try to defend your base. So this is kind of an early age 2 treasure. I mean,
Yeah, and also incredibly easy to pick up for India. And India is going to find the wood treasure the first, but Iamturk is going to see it as well. So there is going to be some contention here, right?
yeah, it's most likely that we will see some treasure contention. It depends also on the player, which tries to pick it up first. And now we can see EAGLEMUT attacking those signs, and I would love to see Iamturk responding to this by going straight to the treasure and try to contest it.
It looks like
if he
we
waits,
might have some sort of treasure contention.
yeah, and if
He's positioning himself.
Exactly, he knows.
Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Oh, no, it looks...
I get it.
Oh no! He's taken
way too
all those
late.
wood treasures. Oh my god.
Mech. Yeah, so that's really nice Age 1 play by Iamturk here.
Yeah,
And
poor
EAGLEMUT is
EAGLEMUT.
kind of EAGLEMUT is kind of unlucky in this case. Also, the stump has been on the way too late, so it didn't really matter
Yeah.
at that point. And you can't really kill Explorer with elephants as well, because they don't really do much damage to the Explorer, unless it's really low HP, I would think.
Well, both players are aging up. Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, we
Iamturk...
can see Iamturk sending his forward villagers. So he probably plans to do some map control agenda and try to open with Cossacks and try to do some damage to the Indian player early on. And we can see EAGLEMUT is aging up with the aggro fort, and he has 4 wills on it, which means he really wants to get it up fast in order to defend himself against the some people are afraid of.
Yeah, and Iamturk has researched hunting dogs and pleasure mines, so he's probably just going for some heavy H2 play here.
Well, it doesn't really mean it has to be heavy H2. You can kind of H as well, do some sort of semi and try to push the Indian player with the falconets. But it's the best thing to do if you have a TP. On this no TP map, it will be kind of a slower than on a TP map, but I think it's still a good choice for Iamturk to do so. Oh, look at this. This is really interesting. Blockhouse in base. And what are those 2 villagers doing here? Oh, he's actually...
And the elephants are going to see it.
Yeah, those elephants are...
unfortunate.
Yeah, they are definitely going to see it, but I don't really know what this is supposed to be. You don't usually see Russia opening 2 blockhouses straight away, especially if they are not next to each other. If you want to do some sort of double blockhouse play, you would say that the Indian player would try to timing push really early on with really big mass early on and having no eco behind it in order to break Russia. But I don't think this makes much sense to me. I'm really interested to see what Iamturk has in mind.
Yeah, it seems that whatever he had in mind is...
those 2 sepoys, yeah, those 2 sepoys did a really huge job, because the Indian player has basically denied the blockhouse in forward. That means the Russian player has no map control at all, except this blockhouse, but this is kind of a defensive blockhouse as well to secure the hunt over there. And the Indian player is now able to go a bit greedier than usual.
And he's planning to build another blockhouse in the north as well. So he's just trying to secure the hunts.
Exactly, but this hunt should be herded next to his TC, so he doesn't have to spare the 250 wood for basically nothing. And now we can see EAGLEMUT is pushing with the sepoys, so he actually plans to do some aggressive agenda right here.
Yeah, this is just going to be sepoy right-click TC.
Nah, it's not going to be right-click TC probably, but you need a lot of sepoys in order to do that.
At least one village is going down.
One village is going down, and that's kind of a heavy... It's kind of a big deal for Russia to be idled like this early on, because Russia can't really boom directly unless you have the TPs and you can stagecoach. Russia can't really ship villagers, so they train batches of 3, but you can't boom with them directly. And by just picking up these wills early on, it means that Russia is going to be slower and slower. Russia's power in here is... Oh, that was nicely microed by Iamturk here. Yeah. That's good. But these turrets are probably going down because of the elephants, and those sepoys are still really good units, I would say, even after the 10 HP nerf.
Yeah, it's really nice how those elephants have taken care of those 10 strelets, as if
Yeah,
they were
exactly.
just paper units. Still, one elephant is alive. Stable's going up in the back of his turn, so he's going to make some Cossacks. Yeah,
he will probably do Strelet Cossack agenda. I don't really see him the reason to mix Musk at this point, because Indian Cav is not that great early on. The Sovas are really good against skirms, but they are not really good against Sovas. But he insists on training Musks, so I don't see a reason why he would train Musks right now, because the Indian player has C-poised.
Yeah, and EAGLEMUT has clicked in for the 3rd age, so we're going to see some Urumis and some Gurkha.
Oh wow!
And this is going to be.
This is almost a GG if India gets to age like that.
Yeah, and look what Russia has. It's literally nothing. A few half-dead Strelitsa with 4 musketeers.
Yeah, exactly. As I mentioned before, this idle sepoy push EAGLEMUT did early on and denied the blockhouse over here and killed like 2 villages of the Russian player. That means Russia is really being slowed down if they lose villagers like this early on. As I mentioned before, they can't really boom directly, and Russia's true power is late H2, when they can just spam wills, spam units, stuff that Russia do most of the time. But
these woodies on the left, they might be in danger. Look at all those Cossacks moving. Well, luckily EAGLEMUT sees it just in time.
EAGLEMUT sees that in time, and they are not probably going to do much damage over here. He has to back off because he suspects the sepoys in Indian's base, and he is nicely trying to scout this hunt and try to pick up a herding village as well, because he saw that hunt over here. But unfortunately for him, he's not going to get any villages. But now he's going to get them over here.
Yeah, there's 3 villages going down here.
Yeah, exactly.
A bit more probably, 1 more probably. The second one, yeah. Third one. Oh, he's losing quite a lot now.
Those sepoys are nicely in the melee mode, but Iamturk realizes it and he pulls back his Cossacks, otherwise they would just melt to the sepoys.
Yeah.
And he has aged with the Tower of Victory, so he gets 800 wood upon age up, which is a nice boost for India. He can train bills, and he can train more bills and get up some military infrastructure as well. But now the problem is for the Indian player that he doesn't really have safe hunts to hunt from. You can see this position of the hunts. There are 3 dead hunts next to the aggro fort, a bit forward, and 3 hunts, 4 actually, 4 hunts over here that he can herd them. So there's still not much food to be herded for the Indian player right now.
He needs his second card now.
Exactly, and now these elephants are way too far away to be herded. Now look at this nice musket raid. Pick up a villager. Pick up the second one. That was nice to play by Iamturk.
Finally the Urumis have come, 7 Urumis.
Well, I don't think those Urumis can actually do anything against this composition, because these Cossacks are basically counterparts to Urumi.
Yeah, he should have perhaps popped them basically and deal with the musketeers.
Exactly. They still do some sort of okay damage, but they are melee skirmishers basically. So they don't really do that much damage to the Cav like sepoys would do. He should have engaged with the sepoys involved, then maybe he would be able to clean us up. But this way he just wasted his Urumi shipment, which is a really powerful one.
Yeah, it does feel like a waste, huh? If he had taken care of these musketeers, at least 2 more villages would have survived. He would have been able to hunt safely now. And now he's literally just got 8 sepoys, a lot of red army moving around on the map, denying him hunts from the right side and the left side. And this is looking
but EAGLEMUT notices it, these muskets, and they are going down.
Yeah, but this is still looking quite good for Iamturk, I would say.
It's looking for the Iamturk really good, because he killed some of the Indian villages, and Indian player hasn't really managed to train that much villagers.
Yeah, let's take a look how many is lost. Oh, did you see that number? He's lost 10 villagers.
Yeah, my UI kind of not working again, but But I didn't want to bother these players by me trying to install the UI correctly. Sometimes it just bugs, and I don't know what it is.
That is just regrettable that he lost so many, because if he had lost maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, exactly. It's still really painful for India to lose that many villages. It's for it's for every civilization to lose that many villages. And now we can see some Gurkha mixing by the Indian player. That's a nice choice, because Gurkhas entrench every unit Russia has, but it's still not gonna be kind of enough to deal with these muskets and those Cossacks. You need some anti-cav. Some people like to prefer to go H2 and go Goon Skirm against Russia, meaning that Indian player goes Gurkha and Zamburak, which is a really nice composition against Russia, because Russia doesn't really have the range to contest that, and you can really kite for a good period of time to kill some free units before the engagement comes in. That's why Russia struggles against Gurm Kunsev.
So you're basically saying like EAGLEMUT should probably just have stayed in H2 and do some Burak.
I think it's a safer choice.
Yeah.
Like Egypt is fine after he killed this blockhouse, but he lost way too many villages.
And he's going to lose a bit more? Definitely at least one.
Yeah, he's going to lose one.
That is regrettable to still lose more. At this point.
At this point, the longer the game is for Russia, because they managed to stabilize from the situation we got 6 minutes ago, losing 2 villages and a blockhouse in the middle over here. So, yeah. Now Russia is really starting to get this mid-H2 agenda, and it's slowly starting to be a late H2 agenda, which is Russia really good at. Because you got the Strelets with Boyas, Cossacks with Boyas, you can also ship the Cav HP in H1. He has that card in his deck.
Yeah, it's quite unclear whether the Ottoman consulate with the 3 gardeners are going to be able to at least, I guess, stop this pesky raid that keeps coming on from the right side. And
now we can see Iamturk aging up. Yeah, and that's a really nice choice for Iamturk to do so.
How to deal with this mess?
Well, we can see now EAGLEMUT is going for Sepoy Gurkha, which should be a counterpart to Muskhas, right? But there's a problem. Iamturk, when he probably sees it, he will decide to make Strelets and Cossacks, and this unit composition EAGLEMUT is having right now is not really ideal against Cav and Skirms. So basically, now we can see Iamturk mixing those Strelets, and he's going to upgrade them soon enough. Also, I would love to see him upgrade those Cossacks as well. And he's probably going to ship the Falconets, the cannons, which do really well against this kind of composition the Indian player has on the field right now.
Yeah, let's see if he's going to ship the cannons. Does he have a forward base? Not really, right? So these cannons do have to come all the way from his town center, travel across the map, and then perhaps EAGLEMUT will be able to intercept him halfway through. He doesn't have any Cav units though. Lots of Cossacks on the map. That's
the key. When you play against Russia, you have to keep in mind that to beat Russia, you need Cav. Cav is the key most of the times to beat Russia, right? So, this is a nice trade going on by Iamturk.
It's going to be decisive, probably.
He's got 5 sepoys there to defend, but he needs to melee them and try to fend off these Cossacks away. The Elephant's having a nice stomp on the Cossacks, and you can see how the Cossacks are knocking down just the 5 sepoys over here by not attacking them. But on the other hand, Iamturk has picked even more villages, so he's basically putting the Indian eco into dust right now.
Yeah, let's take a look now at how many he has lost. This might probably be the game. Oh, it's frozen. Oh, that's probably because of me.
We got some lag spikes over here.
15 villages already lost, and this game is probably just defined by the number of villagers lost. Because if he hadn't his eco would be similar to the Russian player. He could be really pushing into the red base, I think.
Yeah, as well for Russia, India and late H2 is really strong as well. And India eco is kind of a slow, but it's good. You can't really build up Indian eco really that fast as the other civs can do so. But once the game gets going on, the Indian economy is really good.
Yeah, and you see that EAGLEMUT is hesitating, right? Should he go move to gold mine and find the elephant and kill the villagers of the red player, or should he come back and defend his own town? And
well, the thing is that if you want to raid, you can't really move all your army, and the EAGLEMUT has got all of his army to be as infantry. There we got some hussars. If he wanted to really try to punish Russian economy, then he could probably send those hussars to raid and try to come back to this game. But we got some manhoods over here as well. They were really nice units against Strelets. Strelets just die so fast to them.
it seems to me that the mix of these Mahouts...
We got an engagement here on the way. Oh, the Ottoman Minutemen popping in.
Minutemen, yeah.
Just in time, which is a really nice thing for the Indian player. But we can see the Mahouts are kind of being stuck over here, and those cannons are not going down fast as they should be. And those Cossacks are cleaning up those Mahouts really well. There's still one Falconet in the fight, and the Indian player can't really engage this. If he tries to right-click the Falconet, he can just pull back the Falconet and try to body block with his Strelets and muskets. There are also H2 Strelets here, by the way, which is kind of questionable. He got a lot of Strelets on the field before the engagement.
He does have his Agrafort shooting the Falconet. Do you see it?
Yeah, but it doesn't really do much damage because the Agrafort has got a range damage to the Falconet, and Falconet has got 0.75 range resist, which is really huge resist there. So the ranged units doesn't really do much damage to the Falconets.
But I think he's going to get it down. Even with his last dying breath,
he's going
and it's gone.
To get those Falconets down, but at what a price!
Yeah, what
now,
a price to pay.
At this point, this is the place, and this hunt. Yeah, this is exactly the place like Russia really wants to be in, because he's starving the Russian players, the Indian player so hard right now, and the Indian player can't really do anything with his villages right now. He needs military units to regain map control, but he can't really do that anymore. He lost so much stuff over there.
And at this point, you might actually wonder if he only had built a few castles near the mines and the hunts, how many villages would he have saved? Like, how much wood would he have been able to save? Like, really? Like,
I don't know, but you need to keep in mind that castles they're not so cheap.
Wood and 100 gold, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that expensive.
Not that expensive, but still, they are not really good thing to spam early on, unless you are a Master Chief.
You're losing 1500 wood in villages. The trade-off must be somewhere, right? When you're losing 4, 5, 6, 7, at a certain point you must think like, okay, I need a wall, or I need a castle.
Look at this! Look at this! He's going to spam grenadiers probably.
Oh god! And these oprichniks.
Well, it's actually
devastating.
It's actually a nice choice to do so, because grenadiers are fine against buildings, which he really needed to siege down, but EAGLEMUT can't really come back to this point. And those oprichniks here as well, raiding those villages.
Yeah, well, a really nice stand of EAGLEMUT. He just has shown that he can stand his own ground and make things happen for himself, but just kept on losing villagers left and right. So, and in that way, Iamturk did some really good raiding, right? So he did really well.
Yeah, we can see. You can just see the villager graph. Oh wow!
Yeah.
My game is kind of bugged. I can't really even see the post game. What is this?
Yeah, you see that EAGLEMUT is just kind of stuck at a 28 fill level. He's just picking off villagers left and right all the time. Quite annoying, but well done. And that means also that his resources are way lower than red player. He did manage to keep us his army quite well there. Yeah.
Yeah, really nice game. It was kind of a back and forth. I would think that the Russian player has lost in the start, but Indian player has misplayed it.
Well, this is the last game of the evening, I believe. If you look at the overlay, you can see that tomorrow there might be